Alright, quick tip for you guys. If you're struggling with withdrawals, you have a lot in the past, you know you're going to in the future, or you might because of getting back on it and then having to quit again and going through that cycle. This tip's really going to help you, and the work you put in now is going to help during this withdrawal period now is going to help later on in the future. So basically, draw yourself a little man on a piece of paper, or a woman if that's you, and this is going to be a record of your withdrawal symptoms. So our experience consists of thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and sensations. We often ignore the sensations, but that's a really important part of things. So we want to boil down our experience of withdrawals to the sensations so that we can identify clear boundaries around what it feels like to withdraw, so we don't catastrophize and see ourselves as going under more stress, suffering, pain, or discomfort than we actually are. So the goal of doing this is to minimize our experience of the reaction, which is the withdrawal symptoms, to the prompting event, which is withdrawing. So I'll give you a couple examples. For me, on the head, I've got clenched teeth. That was a big one for me. I also had a lot of tension in my forehead. I had a lot of like a sinking feeling in my stomach, kind of like a bit of guilt and things like that. Anxious, stomach knot, that kind of thing. These things, the more clearly you define them, the more you'll minimize that reaction, and the more you'll have a positive outlook on how you're dealing with a difficult scenario. And once you've done these, every time you withdraw, you'll be able to identify them again, and you're going to be able to more easily identify when you are withdrawing versus when you're not withdrawing. So for me, personally, an experience I had was I would go from using a lot of weed to not much, and I would, because I was going through a difficult time, even though I might not have been withdrawing, I would tell myself I was withdrawing so that, you know, I guess I'd feel more sorry for myself, so I could explain the pain and difficulty that I was going through from changing. And when you put your symptoms onto a little picture of yourself, a little outline of yourself, it's the clear boundaries around what withdrawing is can basically snap you out of that telling yourself that you are withdrawing when you're not, or denial that you are withdrawing when you actually are, because you're trying to make it easier. But this is what makes it easier. So I hope that little tip helps. I'll come out with plenty more stuff on how to deal with withdrawals, but this is a good place to start. And I've got this little graph for you guys. Withdrawing from weed, here's what it looks like. And so you can see there's different waves of different symptoms over the days. If you go from chronic use, no matter how much you're using, by 21 days, it should be out of your system. And this is just sort of what to expect, and it might help you also to label your little man. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if this helped you, or you have any criticisms or tips for anyone else, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.